Chapter 1. Prelude to War. In the summer of 1942, Nazi Germany launched Operation Blue, a massive offensive aimed at capturing the Soviet city of Stalingrad. Adolf Hitler believed that taking Stalingrad would not only secure vital resources, but also deal a psychological blow to the Soviet Union, as the city was named after its leader, Joseph Stalin. German forces under the command of Field Marshal Friedrich Paulus quickly advanced deep into Soviet territory, approaching the city along the Volga River. Chapter 2. The siege begins. By August 1942, the German army had successfully surrounded Stalingrad, and the siege began in earnest. The city's defenders, a mix of regular Soviet troops and hastily mobilized civilians, faced constant bombardment and shortages of food and supplies. The battle for Stalingrad became a brutal house-to-house struggle, as both sides fought fiercely for control of every street and building. Chapter 3. The Soviet CounterAttack. As the Germans closed in on Stalingrad's heart, the Soviets prepared for a massive counteroffensive. In late November 1942, the Red Army launched Operation Uranus, a meticulously planned encirclement strategy. Soviet forces, under the command of Generals Georgy Zhukov and Alexander Vasilevsky, succeeded in trapping the German Sixth Army within the city. The tables had turned, and now the Germans were the ones who were encircled and cut off from reinforcements and supplies. Chapter 4. Life and Death in the Ruins. Inside Stalingrad, conditions deteriorated rapidly. With the city reduced to rubble, both sides suffered immense casualties as they fought for control of the city's ruined buildings and factories. The civilian population endured unimaginable hardships, with starvation, disease, and exposure to the harsh winter taking a heavy toll. Despite the dire circumstances, the Soviet defenders known as Stalingrad's Guards displayed unwavering resolve in the face of adversity. Chapter 5. The Turning Point. By early 1943, the trapped German forces were running out of supplies and hope. Attempts to break the encirclement failed, and the situation grew increasingly desperate. General Paulus sent desperate pleas for reinforcements and supplies, but Hitler, in a fatal display of stubbornness, refused to allow a retreat. Meanwhile, the Soviets continued to strengthen their positions, launching fierce attacks on the trapped German army. Chapter 6. The Surrender. On January 31, 1943, Field Marshal Paulus, realizing the futility of further resistance, surrendered to the Soviets. This marked a turning point in the battle and the war as a whole. The defeat of the German Sixth Army was a major blow to Hitler's plans for the Eastern Front. Paulus and his remaining forces were taken as prisoners of war, and Stalingrad was finally back under Soviet control. Chapter 7. Aftermath and Legacy. The Battle of Stalingrad resulted in immense human suffering, with estimates of over 2 million casualties on both sides. The city lay in ruins, its infrastructure decimated, and its civilian population devastated. However, the defense of Stalingrad shattered the myth of invincibility surrounding the German military. Stalingrad became a symbol of Soviet resilience and determination, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Soviet people. Chapter 8. The Path to Victory. The Soviet victory at Stalingrad marked the beginning of a series of Soviet offensives that would eventually drive the Germans out of Soviet territory and lead to the Allied victory in Europe. Stalingrad was a critical turning point in World War II, and its memory remains a powerful symbol of the sacrifices made by all those who fought and suffered in its streets. The lessons learned from Stalingrad would shape military strategy and international relations for decades to come. The Battle of Stalingrad's enduring legacy extends far beyond the boundaries of the war itself, serving as a reminder of the human cost of conflict and the triumph of resilience in the face of unimaginable adversity.